Hello friends, Namaskar dosto. Today is 21st of May 2024 and I'm Shananda Das. I'm a multi-asset trading and investment specialist. I'm connecting with you from Ho Chi Minh City, Vietnam. Thank you for watching this video. ये जो video I usually do it for the YouTube members, but today I thought I'll show the general viewers also about this strategy जिसका नाम है Allocator's Edge. So this is about asset allocation, effective asset allocation. Effective asset allocation का फायदा ये होता है we can deploy 100% of our capital, whereas those who trade derivatives या particular कुछ आप जरूर देखे होंगे, some part of your money still remains inactive in your broker account. Whereas जब रिटर्न कैलकुलेट किया जाता है तब वो किया जाएगा based on your whole portfolio, not on certain parts of it. So deploying the whole capital becomes easy under asset allocators age and also can give clarity how we should remain invested across the asset class. So I'll check here. Let me share the screen. So this is those who are watching my videos for quite some time. You know this is my setup, fountain of gold, जिसके जरिए मैं trading करता हूँ. मेरा और एक भी setup है that many other students use, which is another great setup, that is the SD Cloud Basic. But I personally trade using this one. This is the fountain of gold setup, which has very specialized candles. So first of all, what I'm going to do, I'm going to take a look at the mother. Who is the mother? Mother is the S&P 500. S&P 500 एक direction देता है what we should do in equities. Clearly दिख रहा है ये. I have already discussed this in the last member video. आप लोग जानते हैं कि we saw a back rotation back to commodities. After a strong equity ride, what we saw back rotation or money rotating back into commodities. और जैसे ही वो दिखा, what we did, we increased our exposure or overweight commodities and little underweight on the equities. So under commodities, few look pretty good. One is GSG, which is the representative of all the commodities. It had a good comeback. So GSG, it made sense. I go into GSG. Also, it made sense. USCI, United States Commodity Index Fund, we saw another round of comeback here. तो ये हुआ कि हम लोग ब्रॉड जो कमोडिटी है उसमें थोड़ा ओवरवेट हो गए. Now, individually, I take a look at individual commodities. I could see copper has been significantly strong. So copper में exposure होना चाहिए. Now, copper के साथ साथ बाकी base metals भी come back किए. इसीलिए if I look at the copper fund, this is the copper fund. Obviously, copper fund में रहना चाहिए. This is the CPER is the copper fund. But उससे भी बढ़िया किया है DVB, which is the best metal fund. You can see the drop. The best metal fund, मतलब other best metals have also started doing very well. That's why we are seeing the movement in DVB. So it made sense कि मैं metal segment में अपना position increase करूं and general equity पे अब थोड़ा weight कम कर दूं. Similar could see in gold that market was asking me to move for the last 3 days to do overweight in gold and reduce our weightage into equities. This is the S&P to US oil. So that is not significantly strong. Oil is not that strong yet. But whereas other commodities, gold, metals, that's where the action is happening, as well as the general, all the commodities. Another one was the agriculture. Should we go for agricultural investment yet? No. We can clearly see the S&P 500 is still in the green zone when comparing with the DBA, which is basically the agricultural fund. So इससे हम लोग समझ गए कि equity से currently we need to overweight ourselves towards commodity, and under commodity we have to overweight ourselves towards metals. Now next question comes, should I go for long-term bonds? Is that good? Currently some of the equities may be suffering. The answer is no, because it is still going up. S&P is outperforming the bonds. So no point going into long-term bonds. Next question comes, should we go for the short-term bonds? The answer is no. Here clearly दिख रहा है ऊपर जा रहा है compared to short-term bonds. Then should we park our money in the interest rate income segment? And the answer is again no. It is the equities that are outperforming all the three segments of the bond. One is ultra short term, and the next one is short term and the long term. So none of the bonds are currently looking so hot at the moment. So currently hot is equity, and equity se bhi hotter hai currently metals. So we should invest ourselves towards metals. This is the gold miners ETF. Gold miners have started doing better than S&P 500 as gold has been doing better. So yeah, some part of the money we can keep into gold miners, and some part of the money we can keep into the gold fund. Next question come, how is Bitcoin doing? Yeah, Bitcoin is doing well for the past 4 days. Last day जो मेरे class किए थे, आप लोग मैंने बोला था कि इस time if some money we can put into Bitcoin as well. Bitcoin का fund available है ETF. So if Bitcoin is doing better than equities right now, so we'll have to park our money to Bitcoin. Now question comes, suppose I do not invest right now. Is that a good option? I do not do anything. So I do not do anything means I am going to hold cash. So I'm going to compare the investments compared to the cash. So definitely not a good thing to hold cash. The S&P 500 is doing much better. If I look at short-term bonds, say it has been struggling. It is not given a sell signal, means a red candle. So ऐसा जरूरी नहीं कि we should keep our money in dollar, but it some reason दिखा रहा है कि it is best not to go for short-term bonds. Rather, we can go for hold cash or the hold dollar trade. If we look at to the long-term bond, yeah, bonds have started underperforming. So we'll have to be careful. If bonds have significantly underperforming, we can either short them or we can park our money in dollar rather than parking our money with the bonds. So currently it's not, bond is not an option. So now we are comparing to, should we hold dollar cash or should we go for commodity investment? The answer is pretty clear from this ratio that yes, we should go for commodity investment. If we look at copper, if we look at the normal other crude oil, everywhere we are seeing a commodity comeback. Next question, should we go for gold and bonds? It is pretty clear gold is getting outperforming now the bonds. So no point going into bonds right now. If anyone looking for fixed income securities, it is better you go for sovereign gold bond rather than individual bonds. But please remember, sovereign gold bond also adds, it has a lock-in period, so adds some illiquidity to your portfolio. So that you'll have to take into account when you are positioning yourself. Next मैं compare कर रहा हूं, जब equity की तरफ flow आ रहा है, which is basically getting denoted by S&P, should we go for S&P or should we go for our Nifty 500? The answer previously was yes, S&P was a good choice, but may not be now. Nifty 500 ka compare now, Nifty 500 after a down performance compared to the S&P 500, it has started coming back. So we have now can conclude that some part of our money can go into S&P 500, some part of our money can go to Nifty 500. Once we have come to this conclusion, once we have arrived at this conclusion, so what we have found that currently there is no point being non-investment, which is holding equity dollar cash. There is no point going into long-term bonds, short-term bonds, because equities are doing better than them. And equities से भी बेहतर कर रहा है commodities, and commodities के अंदर बेहतर कर रहा है base metals and precious metals. So now within equity, there's a Nifty 500 has been not doing good. So now under Nifty 500, वो मैं हम लोग क्या कर रहे हैं? We are basically checking the sector. Which sector we should remain invested? Energy. From the candle, it is quite clear. No, the answer is no. Then should we go for investment into the metals? Metals have done awesome. You can clearly see metals are doing. One of the reason is metal price has been going up. So metal is somewhere we can park some of our money. Media, we saw a comeback, but this is very early, so we're not interested in media. Consumptions का outperformance has started fading. जैसे ही risk थोड़ा disappear हो गया, consumption tends to benefit when it's more risky environments. It's a relatively safe bet. It is the public sector enterprise that is outperforming along with the metals. If we look at IT right now, the bounce back did not work. I was right not to go into IT. You can go for some individual names if they are doing well, but broadly as an IT as a segment is not doing well. Though it's a green candle, CNX auto ka volatility has been more of a zigzag. Zigzag volatility खराब होते हैं traders के लिए. तो zigzag volatility मतलब either you keep a low exposure or be very careful with individual stocks and check the beta. You in this segment you might be preferring the low beta stocks right now because there has been zigzag volatility. Is pharma any good? No, it's better than pharma. I hold the Nifty 500. Nifty 500 का individual stock का combo बना के hold कर लूं या फिर Nifty 100 जो है ETF, we can try out that one as well. FMCG आउट परफॉर्मेंस खत्म. जैसे ही मार्केट का डाउन परफॉर्मेंस खत्म हो गया, S&P का आउट परफॉर्मेंस चालू हो गया. Financials are not doing well. Infrastructure has been much better. So metal, PSC, infrastructure, but it is still operating within our range. जो outperformance actually किया है, that is the MNC. MNC has been significantly, superbly outperformed the Nifty 500. It made sense कि हम लोग पैसा वहां पे पार्क करें rather than Nifty. So PSU banks, not really good. No point parking money in PSU banks. Rather, we should look for opportunities or RS stocks within the realty segment. So what is the focus currently should be? Current asset allocation focus should be equities, combination of commodities, overweighting on metals. Under equity, one part can go for Nifty 500, one part can go for S&P and international equities. And within the Nifty 500, we are seeing the outperformance in the metal segment, in the PSE segment, in the MNC segment, and in the realty segment. These are the four sectors where you should look for the RS relative strength. You can use my setup. मेरे setup में, if you select the stocks, and then you will see here the alpha, beta, RS, these values are coming. You can see this is the RS. So basically within those segments, you want to look for the relative strength positive stocks. So ये रहा आज का 21st of May का asset allocation report. This video usually gets released for the members only. Like the future videos will be released for the members, YouTube members only. But today's video is getting released for all the viewers. So thank you for watching my video. All the best to you. And as usual, happy trading.